As I logged into Destiny 2 today, I was faced with this screen pop-up. This is a Destiny 2 video talking about issues. Let's talk about it. It is a pre-order pop-up. Now let me just say a few things is that I never go out of my way to victimize anybody or harass them on social media. I don't even do social media. I never talk to devs or anybody because I like to leave people as they are. And I believe giving feedback is one thing, but to upset somebody is another. And I don't upset people. Very rarely. I do a lot of sarcasm, but sarcasm and upsetting somebody is two different things. So bear that in mind whilst I'm talking to you about this. It's coming from a good place. When I saw this screen pop up, inside of me felt a little bit off about it all, because it's fair enough that Marathon's coming out very soon and they're wanting to hype up the pre-order train, but this is not the way to do it. Although it is linked to in-game rewards for Destiny 2, but to have that screen pop up like that, for the fact that what's going on in the meantime with Destiny 2 doesn't sit well with me. Since January, or since after Christmas, there has not been a single speck of news about Destiny 2 officially. Not properly. There's no new information. It feels as though time has stood still since Christmas, since 1st of January. Nothing's happening. We are middle of this month, approaching February, and nothing's going on with Destiny 2, and there's some massive issues with Destiny 2 as well long term. The Destiny 2 player base is also plummeting. I've already looked at the numbers. And I generally am pro for numbers. I'm generally give benefit of the doubt for numbers and say, the player base numbers aren't that bad, but this time it's getting worse because, well, Marathon's going to come out, and if Marathon doesn't do the business, and if Destiny 2 is at the detriment of that, because Bungie's going to have to manage 2 live service games here, and right now they're not even managing Destiny 2 properly at the minute. How are we going to face this in March? Yeah, and there's news or rumours that Shadow and Order is going to get delayed because of Marathon. This is not official. This is unofficial and rumour. But if that's true, it's not going to be a good time to be a Destiny 2 player for these next 2-3 months. It is not going to be a good time for us. It's going to be really bad, right? So yeah, as I said, it's literally, it should not be down. Marathon should not be on this expansions list in the store. There's no way it should be there. Yeah, I know it's that they own both IPs, but I just think it doesn't sit well with me that it's there. We know Bungie's making Marathon. I don't think they needed to do this, to shove it in your face and say, pre-order Marathon today, I think Destiny 2 players are not sitting fondly on this. This is just making us all worse, right? Whilst all the hype for Marathon's going on, Destiny 2's burning in the background, right? Nobody playing. I mean, just look at my roster here. In my clan, nobody's playing. Only I am online in my clan. Whilst it is only a small clan, I'm just pointing it out. Not that it bothers me. I'm a solo player, but I'm just explaining to you. Look at my friends list. Nobody's online, and I've got pages of friends. I know so many players. I've played with hundreds, and I've played over 1,000 players in my time with Destiny 2, right? Look at all these. None of them are online. None of them are doing anything. Just literally 3 or 4 people. Yeah? It's glaring, and it gets worse from there. Let's have a look at Fireteam Finder, right? So let's just search, right? What's the raid business looking like these days? Destiny, the raid here, nobody's on. The Desert Perpetual. Salvation's Edge, anyone looking for it? Oh, there's 2. Okay, fair enough. Crota's End. Oh, 2. Only 2 listings, though. It's not much. Root Nightmares, no listings. Val the Disciple, no listings. And it goes on and on and on. Dungeons, let's have a look at that. Now, Equilibrium, I will give them props. It is popular. Now, that's healthy. Healthy-ish, I guess. 3, 4, 4 odd listings there. But it gets worse. If you're not playing Equilibrium Dungeon and some of the older ones, it's hard to find teams. Yeah, look at this. Sundred Doctrine, 2 listings. Only 2 for Sundred. It only came out recently. Vesper's Host, actually a few listings. That surprised me. It's still not enough. Warlord's Ruin, no listings. Ghost of the Deep, no listings. There should just be matchmaking for there should be matchmaking for every single activity in the game, because the LFG Fireteam Finder is actually really suffering now because the player base is so low. So they may as well just have matchmaking open for everything at this point. Who cares if people have bad interactions? They can report players. There's a reporting system. If somebody's rude to another person, they can report them. And that's just what you can do. Reports might get higher because of it, but as we are now, nobody can match up with each other because the community player base is so small. So that's issue number one. Player base numbers are plummeting for both console, PS5, Xbox, and Steam. Steam is the worst out of them all. We've got more players on console. I've actually looked at the numbers. I'm not providing any. I already know the numbers for myself. So that's the first issue. The next issue is armor grinding, right? So you're going to think it's not that bad, but it is, right? So if we come to the vault here, and we will actually show you how many sets there actually are in the game. There's loads now, 19 sets. There are 19 sets in Destiny 2. And some of these sets, while some players said in Edge of Fate that these armor sets were not good, some of them, they were completely wrong. Some of these armor sets are IP defining. Some of them are that powerful that if you don't use them, you miss not having them. Only some of them, not all of them. Yes? Anyways, I've counted actually how many sets that are useful in PvE and how much you actually need and calculated it today. Let's go through it. TechSec, IP defining. Yes. Last Discipline is PvP. Collective Psych, raid set. It is actually useful. Ion Renewal is useful for Amplified buff. Ion Adapter is IP defining. Damage resistance via many sources like grenade launchers and rocket launchers. And it does work with a lot of things. Bush Idol. We'll put it in the useful list because, well, it still gives health on kills. So that's something. Some of these sets have got power crept. We know that. I'm just going through it. Twofold Crown. Trials of Osiris set for last season. Yeah? Gives health regeneration or so on ammo brick pickup, which is useful with kinetic synthesis. Lustrous. A useful set on certain things, but it's been sunset. It's FOMO. The Iron Banner set I haven't looked into too much. I'm not including it. Smoke Jumper set. IP defining. One of the most useful armor sets in the game, if not the most useful set in the game. Disaster Corp set, it's PvP. Wayward Psych set, raid based. We'll include it. Ferropotent, damage resistance, damage resistance on any healing at all in the game. It's really good. Wild Anthem, PvP based. Sage Protector, meta IP defining, unreal. There's been no set like it. It's the best set in the game. Second to Smoke. Sage is more important than Smoke, although we've got another set to talk about. Shrewd Survivor and Thriving Survivor. Some of these sets can be used with different things, and they are slightly off meta, but they're still useful in PvE for certain things, so we'll include them. Swordmaster set. Highest damage resistance set that you can get in the game apart from Smoke. They're equal, 50% each, right? And then you've got the Neutral set, which is just, it's PvP based, it's just not useful. Anyways, out of all the 19 sets, there are actually 14 useful sets in PvE. There are technically 14 useful sets for build crafting in Destiny 2, right? Now let's assume you only play one character, okay? Let's assume that. My vault space is 998, 1,000, right? Let's take that, okay? If you want if you want all the 14 sets mentioned, let's forget about FOMO for a minute, right? Let's actually look. I know there's stat overlap, but don't mention stat overlap to me, please. I'm begging you not to answer it because I will mow you down if you mention it. We want gunner sets, specialist sets, grenadier sets, and paragon sets for PvE. 4 sets for every single set. So that is 14 sets, and we want 4 different archetypes. And that's not even including the tertiary stats or the third random stat that you get. We're not even including all that. We're just including the primary stat and the secondary stat. So, for example, Paragon, Super, and Melee, right? We're not even including the extra RNG. So it's actually worse than what I'm telling you what it is. So, based on that, right, you would need, let's take, for example, a helmet. You would need 14 different pieces of a helmet, yes, with the 4 different types of archetypes of armor. So what would be 4 times 14? Lads, get your calculators out. That would mean I would need 56 helmets for all of the 14 sets that I want for PvE for build crafting purposes. 56. Now let's times that by every single piece that you have, because say for example you're not using an exotic chest plate, you might need a chest plate with a different thing, so you need all 5 pieces, right? So 56 times 5 is a 280. So you would need 280 pieces for every single archetype for all the 14 sets in PvE that you would want. 280. That's based on one class usage. That's based on one class. Yes? So there you go. That's a third of your vault already. That's not including your weapons. So say, for example, we come to... So we've got 364 for new gear, for weapons now we're talking. Yeah? And then for old gear, 230. So that'd be 500, and then that's 800 or 900 or so total if you play one class. That's based on me. I don't play one class, I play 3. We play 3 classes. So if I was to play all 3 classes, which I am, let's assume that someone is, you would need 840 spaces for every single archetype of armor based on the 14 useful PvE sets in the game for every single piece. That's not including third stats like melee super weapons or gunner with grenadier specialists and weapons and stuff like this, or super or whatever it might be. It's not even including all of that. So that would mean most of my vault would be accustomed to armor. There'll be no room for old weapons. And some of these old weapons are FOMO. So if we go to all new gear, right, 364, some of these weapons... Oh, no, I'm on new gear. Sorry about that. Yeah. So some of these weapons are incredible. Like, I'm not going to delete Tanash's Mastery. Why am I going to delete Tanash's Mastery? I can't get it back. Just because it's not new Edge of Fate gear doesn't mean that we delete it. So there's some weapons that we need to keep in the game. For example, Lotus Eater, Adept. You can't get this now, as far as I'm aware, right? So there's some weapons that are FOMO. Actually, I don't know if you can focus at Zavala. Beg your pardon. I don't know if you can or you can't. What I'm trying to explain to you is there's a lot of FOMO weapons here that I'm not willing to delete. And it's getting to the point where I might have to. And that's a bad situation. So I hope you now understand that in the game, right, what we want to do, we can't. If you want to really, really buildcraft in Destiny 2, it's actually not possible to do it based on a 3-class usage. It's possible if you main one character, but only just. And I'm talking about serious players who want to take PvE serious. So, there you go. The solution is really simple, and we've said this. The solution is armor transmog. There is armor transmog in the game right now for damn cosmetics. This is how crazy we've got with Bungie of recent time. Destiny 2 players, I mean, you're too cosmetic based. I mean, who cares that we can do this, right? Who cares? We want to buildcraft and you can't. So what I'm explaining to you is, say for example, you own smoke armor and you want to transmog smoke armor from ferropotent to smoke. We could apply this credit here so that I could apply the new trait to the new armor piece. Yeah? So that's a ferropotent helmet. Imagine I want to put over smoke origin trait on my ferropotent and replace its origin trait, its armor trait. Yes? If we was able to do this, this would alleviate vault space and you would only farm stats, not sets. You would farm the set for first time completion. Once you own the completion, you can then transmog it to then get the new armor set to overtake it. The reason why I tell you this system is because it exists already in the game, technically, or did last winter. During Halloween it did. So we come to masks. If you remember, did any of you play Halloween? It feels like it was just me that played it. There was an armor transmog system that would let you transmog armor sets. It's not on here. It's not on here, but it was. Think back, lads. Come on. Think about it clearly. Halloween, you could transmog armor. The system was limited to an event. That would be a game-changing mechanic for Destiny 2, and it's limited to an event. It should be in the game entirely, right? We should be able to transmog armor for armor sets so that we can buildcraft as we want. And then that case, you would only grind the stats. Once you get a god roll stat for something, you're good. You can transmog it. Take for example this smoke jumper boots. So it's an actual perfect piece. In actual fact, it's got melee super weapons. Yeah, it's got a bit of class. It doesn't matter that it's, you know, it's neat, nigh on perfect because it's got weapon stat as a wandering stat for me. So imagine I could change this smoke jumper to another piece of something, right, that I owned and transmogged, whatever it might be. It could be the raid armor. It could be Sage Protector armor. And then I wouldn't have to, you know, micromanage everything to a massive amount of degree. Either do that or fix the ghost mod because it's not working. It's dropping with health, right? So I've explained the solution. That's the armor grind issue. Let's get on to the next one, is the portal. No one's playing the portal anymore. And the reason being is because the portal was designed for you to level up in it. Now, we was meant to level up in Destiny 2. Renegades, but they canned it because everybody was complaining about leveling up. However, I think the portal is now worse that we aren't leveling up at all. Not leveling up at all in this game feels terrible long term. There should be some sort of leveling pursuit. But what I must say to you is, Edge of Fate was too much. We leveled up for 6 months. 4 or 5 months, it was too much. But what I'm saying is, leveling up for 1 month isn't a bad thing. They should have increased the power level to 600, 650. They should have definitely done that because no one's playing. The portal is designed to have you level up. Yeah, there should have been some sort of leveling, right? And then the next issue is the bonus focus. So we can't farm anything in the game. It's crazy. Like a duty bound. Say I want to farm duty bound. I can only do it once. The bonus focus is no good. This should be guaranteed every run. Say you get an A+ score, you should get the focus every single run so that you can truly farm things. And also, not to mention, why there should be a bonus focus for every single activity. Look at solo ops. There's only one. Rocket Pulse. Every single activity should have a bonus focus every single daily reset. In my opinion, it shouldn't even be daily, it should be weekly. The portal should also go to a weekly format, not daily, because the shelf life of videos for portal is absolutely horrendous and we can't work with it any longer. It needs to go to weekly rotation, right? They can change the bonus focus daily maybe if they wanted to, but all these boons need to stay here in the game for one entire week, so let players farm the game, because right now it's FOMO. All of it's FOMO, constant FOMO. It's tiresome. We can't continue, right? So that's that. And then we come on to the next issue that I've mentioned already. I made a video. Weekly GMs that are paying to play. Everybody's just playing them on easy days. Like, look at this day. It's harder. You got Solar Slide, Arc Surge, and Healing Finishers. The other few days there, we had Glass Cannon, Brawler, we've had Grenadier, yeah? So we need to get they can have self-build crafter mods in there if they want to, but it needs to be weekly, not daily. There is 4 more GM Nightfalls right now. Vanguard alerts are better than the portal, and they are. These are a little easy, though. These should be way harder than what they are. The Vanguard alert, this should be like the Siva Heroic playlist from Destiny 1. That's what this should be. Yeah, these should not be hard. These should be way harder than what they are. So these are too easy. GM playlists can be too hard or too easy, depending on the day. And then, let's have a look. We come to the next issue. Damn primaries don't work in the game. We are literally playing Lightsabre Simulator, and that's fine for so long. But as I've said to you, if a meta gets too overwhelming, where it's the only weapon in the game that does anything, then we come into dark waters. Praxic Blade, they've done too good of a job with it, where it's the only useful weapon in -50 content, or Lawless Frontiers for that matter, whilst your primaries are sitting at the wayside. I want to load up this game and buildcraft some weapon builds. Why not allow me to change elements on guns? Like, say for example, this kinetic weapon, I want it to be solar. Yeah, I want it to be solar and I want it to sit in the kinetic slot. Give me a unique element for that. Like we used to have burn weapons in Destiny 1. You could have some sort of unique thing going on with that, right? You know, or have a weapon so that you can swap it mid-battle between 2 different elements, whether it be solar or void and stuff, right? It would just be interesting. I'm just explaining to you that. Primary weapons are useless in Destiny 2. We are living in a double special simulator with Eager Edge. That's what everybody does for everything. Just double special. I know you're not using Crucible, but Crucible is an amazing weapon. We're using double special and we're eager edge and everything, and we're using prismatic titan or prismatic warlock or whatever it be, prismatic classes, and just doing that. And it's just not good enough, you know, in terms of no feedback. Like, it's okay to have the game like this, but it's not okay to not have any communication about it neither. We need a primary buff very soon. It needs to happen soon. I mean, it's not going to happen till March, I guess, but is that justifiable to have only Lightsabre Simulator from Christmas all the way till March, almost April if it gets delayed? That's 3 to 4 months of Praxic Blade only. Yeah, and what we're going to do about the state of heavies, 1k voices and weapons like that, all your exotic heavies are trash in the game. They're just not that good. There's only a couple of exotic heavies that are worth using, like Legend of Acreus and Finality's Augur. The rest of the exotic heavies are poor. The new dungeon exotic is poor, called Heirloom. Whilst you can buildcraft around it, it's poor. What else is poor? The Season Pass exotic is poor. The Service of Luzaku. Yeah, they've made this power fantasy weapon that's just not usable in the game and should be usable, and it's all for the sake of the Praxic Blade, so that you use Lightsaber and you use it and you like it, and that's not good enough. The Destiny 2 game needs to be varied like it was in the past, where you could do off-meta things, and you still can do off-meta things, but it really does feel like you are pigeonholed into double special weapon stuff. I mean, it's not always Praxic. You know, you can use things like New Malpais. New Malpais is still strong in the game, but that's not the point. We're saying that primaries just aren't doing the business. Even some exotic primaries suffer. Outbreak doesn't, obviously. It's still going strong as Outbreak. But there you go. So I'm just saying if I've got any other issues on my list. So there you go. That's what we've discussed in this video. There'll be a weekly reset video for me today, and obviously we'll do the solo GM, some Equilibrium stuff. I'll get round to it. I was meant to get round to it last week, but I'll get round to it this week. Some more Equilibrium content, but yeah, we'll just see how that goes. So I will say, though, in terms of the primary thing, blaster weapons are good. I haven't got any on me. Some of the blaster weapons are doing damage, because blaster weapons are 15% intrinsic damage over primaries. So blaster weapons are really good. Bungie done a good job with that. If they'd done anything good about primaries, they made the blaster weapons good. So all the renegade stuff's good. You know, I think as well with the UI. I mean, if we look at this, I mean, this UI is annoying. It is. I mean, when we go to renegades, look at this. Look at how much better this is. Boom! I'm engaged. Look at this contested territory. I mean, Lawless Frontiers might be the best match-made activity that Bungie's made in the last 5 years since Menagerie. Lawless Frontiers is amazing. They've done the business, and we've got factions back. Yeah, that's another thing. We've got factions back, and it is good. Yeah, all these faction things, they need to go harder into this. We want factions back in Destiny 2, New Monarchy, Dead Orbit, Future War Cult, in the Tower. Make it a part of the game like it was in D1 and start doing the game, right? If they had factions in this game with individual quests, unique quests and reputation rank rewards, imagine that as vendors like we used to have. But yeah, they rotate on a weekly. There's tier 5 faction weapons to pick up from all the vendors, from all the stuff. It would just be crazy. But obviously They know that factions are needed for the game, because Renegades is a testing grounds for that. I mean, it's quite clear that they know that they need to do factions. So at some point, I do foresee them doing Dead Orbit, Future War Cult, and New Monarchy again. They will do it. Whether it's this year, I don't know. But you can see they're already testing the grounds. It's testing the waters, and this has been successful. If anything's been successful in the game, it's factions. Getting weekly shipments, yeah? You get your weekly shipments and all that stuff. It's enough to engage with the game. It's more of that weekly reset vibe as well. Yeah, you log in, what's happening. That's the thing. You know, you're looking at Portal Week, there's no weekly reset, it's the same. So if I log in today after reset, this is just the same. The bonus focus stays the same as changes, but there's no like massive big deal to go on reset for Portal. Yeah, so they need to also bring back leveling as well. It's silly not leveling, like not at all. Yeah, we want a bit of leveling with the game, but I mean, it's how much leveling they give us. But anyways, that's the feedback video on this. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.